California homeowners, was your home or property damaged by wildfires? Even if you have already filed an insurance claim and received a check, you may still be owed more compensation. Don't risk leaving money on the table. Call Galindo Law now for a free claim review. We'll tell you if your insurance company may still owe you compensation. Call 1-800-251-1533 or visit galindolaw.com.
It's episode 272 of Vegas Revealed. Pizza lovers, this is for you. Dayna tried out a great spot in downtown Las Vegas. We've got tasty details.
Then parking is always a hot topic, right? Well, we have solutions for you if you're downtown or you're headed to the airport.
The Morton family has created successful dining and hospitality concepts on the Strip for over 30 years. Now they've opened their first neighborhood restaurant, and we were there for the ribbon cutting.
And some moments from the purple carpet at the American Music Awards with stars who now call Las Vegas home.
All this and a lot more coming up now on Vegas Revealed.
Vegas Revealed, presented by Galindo Law, starts now.
Welcome to Vegas Revealed, episode 272. Sean McAllister here, along with Dayna Roselli, and I love when we can start this podcast out talking about pizza.
I know. Well, apparently I influenced you.
You did.
So I guess influencing does work.
Influencing, it absolutely works. I am very influenceable, apparently.
Well, I have been driving by the Good Pie in downtown Las Vegas over and over through the years. I love pizza. I'm picky about my pizza, but I love pizza. And I always think, I got to try the Good Pie. I got to try the Good Pie. I got to try the Good Pie. Well, I did follow through with one of our tips that we talked about last week, or one of our conversations. And I did hit up happy hour on a Friday with a friend in downtown Las Vegas. Remember, we said we want to spend more time there. We should go up there, hang out.
Yes.
A great new spot. So I went there for an $8 drink during happy hour. I had had quite a day after spending $1,600 on my car.
Ugh. So you needed happy hour.
So yes.
To make you happy again.
I needed some happiness.
Chased with pizza.
Right. So there you go. So it was a whole night of everything that makes me happy. A dirty martini, and then just one, and then pizza and a Diet Coke after that. Okay, so I went to Good Pie. It was great. We sat at the bar because there weren't any tables, or it was faster or whatever. You know, we got our Diet Cokes, and we were talking to the bartender who was taking our order, and he was like helping us pick a pizza. I was like, what do I do? This is my first time. I'm overwhelmed, and I have never had Detroit-style pizza.
I don't know that I specifically have sought out Detroit-style pizza.
I know.
I've had Chicago, Brooklyn, like New York style, the thin crust.
Exactly. And I don't know who, I can't remember, was talking about, Detroit style is really good. So anyway, it's stuck in my head. But the great thing is they had a 4-slice pizza of Detroit because it's thick. So we thought, okay, great, we'll just get that. 2 for you, 2 for me, nice and easy, because we didn't know the sizing and all that. And so we got it with pepperoni, because he said the pepperoni was good, and it's the kind that cup up at the top. So anyway, it was delicious. I absolutely loved it. It hit the spot. Let me tell you, 2 pieces was enough. Then I put a little clip up on my Instagram story showing my friend Melissa. We're like, we went to Good Pie. It was so good. And then apparently you were influenced, because then the next night you ordered Good Pie.
Well, after I saw that clip that you posted, I slid into your DMs and I was like, oh my God, that looks so good. And you wrote back, you were like, it is. I
think I said it was.
It was, yeah. So the next night, we were trying to figure out what to do for dinner. And I told Shane, my husband, I was like, did you see that video that Dayna put up on Instagram? That pizza looked amazing, and I kind of want it. So we ended up getting Grandma the Good Hot is what the pizza was called.
Okay.
And this was like a big, not huge, but it's a rectangle pizza that had maybe 8 slices, either 6 or 8 slices. One slice, and I was full. But it was delicious.
I'm looking at it right now online. Grandma the Good Hot.
Grandma
looks
the Good Hot.
delicious.
The Grandma the Good Hot. She's got the cupped pepperoni too.
Okay, what else?
And cheese. I think there were like sliced jalapenos on there.
Onions? Is that onions?
Yeah,
That
there were
looks good.
onions on there.
I like a good slice.
And there was something that added a little bit of sweetness. Also,
well,
I don't
did
know
you get the Mike's Hot Honey with it?
I did not.
It's an option.
It is an option. I don't think that I added that, but there was a little bit of sweetness, which I really liked.
Mm-hmm. Well, and my friend Angel Perino, she used to be in
Oh, yeah.
Absinthe, all sorts of stuff, Peep Show, was good friends with Holly Madison through the years. Anyway, big part of Las Vegas entertainment. She wrote me and said to get the good pie and add Mike's Hot Honey and Ranch. And so everyone was chiming in with what I needed to try. I'm like, okay, hold your horses. It took me like 3 years to get there to begin with. But I mean, I feel like if I ever splurge, that might be Grandma Johnny Be Good looks amazing. Upside Down
amazing.
Grandma looks good. A lot of
Upside Down
What's
Grandma.
the deal? We got to go back. I need to go back into the history of what's going on with Grandma.
Well, I
She's
think
upside down all around.
the grandma pizzas are all the rectangle ones.
Oh, okay.
Because
so
then they have like regular round Brooklyn. They have Brooklyn pizza. They have Detroit pizza.
So maybe it's the way Grandma used to like it.
Yeah, I don't know where Grandma's from,
I don't know, but I like it. I like the name.
but it was good.
Oh, it looks... Anyway, it was great, everyone. There's a whole menu of different kinds. I was looking through. I mean, there's like the Johnny Be Good. Oh, it just looks really good. You also had a salad.
Also got the burrata caprese salad,
Okay.
and that was delicious too. I just love a burrata. It's so yummy.
Well, but there's
and
also one
fresh.
in Seven Hills Drive in Henderson. This was the one on Main Street in downtown Las Vegas. So FYI, you can order online. You can go there in person. By the way, Friday I want to say this was like 7 o'clock. It was packed. Loved to see it. And when I left, downtown was packed. Every place was full. So I just loved it. It's such a great vibe down there or up there, depending on where you live.
It is. It really is.
Quick parking note. So I parked next to Melissa and she said, "Oh, what are you going to do?" I'm like, "Oh, what 2 hours, whatever." And she was like, "Yeah, or just, do the text." And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean? I don't want to download the app." And I never, the parking app. And she's like, No. When you go to, she showed me. So I don't know. I never picked up on this. So when you park in downtown and you do the meter thing, you put in your license plate.
Right.
Instead of, you can do a printed receipt, but there's a button that says, send me a text. And they send you the text, and then you get a text saying your time is starting to end.
What?
Do you want to add? Yes. But this is like, you don't have to have an app, because I don't know, there's something about, for me, having to sign up for an app. Like, I love VegasNearMe because you don't need an email or username, but it's like any other app where it's going to require me to put in my details.
Well, I have like 3 different parking apps on my phone for
Right.
different whether it's I'm going to the Strip, there's one app. Downtown, there's another. Like, it's all over the place.
Right. Well, no, I should go back and see if I still have the text. Hold on.
I would love to just
Yeah, anyway, so you
park
just do
via
it.
text.
And so I just added a half hour. And that was it. And then when I was looking at my credit card thing. I was like, yep, just added a little bit more. And so it was pretty cool.
I like that.
Loved it. So I had no idea about that all this time. I'm like, what kind of, and I say this in Vegas insider am I? But I guess this is I learned something new, and now I've got a tip.
I didn't know that. And maybe this is going to prevent me from getting another parking ticket.
Yes.
In downtown Las Vegas.
Agree.
I've had several at this point.
Right, you have.
And I need to not do that anymore. That's wasted money.
I know. Yeah, so this was great. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay, so see, Las Vegas parking. I got a thing. Your parking expires at 7:38 p.m. Check your ongoing parking and extend it at, and there's a link. And then a little confirmation, all my stuff. And then I just hit the link and I extended it. See? You just hit like extend.
Oh my gosh.
Then it sent me another text and says your parking, your parking has been extended. Confirmation. It cost you $2.35.
Amazing.
Yep. And then it said your parking expires at 8:38.
Oh, how easy is that? I enjoy that a lot.
So anyway, great tip. Had no idea. So when you're on the screen, hit send me a text.
So
It's
you
one
gotta
of the
remember.
choices.
Okay, send
one
me
of
a
the-
text.
Yeah, because I know there's print receipt, which I
Yep.
think you can also do, but I didn't get that. I did the send. I like the print for my records, but that's why I always print it. It's all coming to me now. But now I did the send me a text instead.
All right.
So there you have
I'm going to have to remember
it.
that.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's not the only parking tip that we have. Coming up in tips, we have another suggestion and solution if you are headed to the Las Vegas airport. So that's coming up in just a few minutes.
Right. Should we talk about American Music Awards? It was a
Yes,
blast.
let's.
We've been leading up to it. It was held in Las Vegas for the first time. It was at the Fontainebleau, which was really cool. And I want to say, kudos to everyone at the Fontainebleau and the American Music Awards. The purple carpet, because it was purple, not red, was so smooth.
It really did run really smoothly. And Dayna and I have each covered many red carpets. And usually you are squished in there like sardines, like barely enough room for even one person to squeeze in sideways to stick a mic out and ask questions. It was roomy. It took over the entire like South Valet lobby. At Fontainebleau.
And they had this like little wall, like this little barrier, but I didn't mind. I liked it because everyone was on that side in the media.
Right.
It wasn't like someone was trying to get in front and leak through and this person was crowding into your spot. You know, that's what made it kind of nice. And you could kind of lean over and talk to people, and it helped like the person that you were interviewing just kind of like be able to stand there, put a hand down on the wall. Like, I don't know. It was really nice.
It felt a little more, it felt like the conversations were a little more casual.
Right.
Because they could like lean on the
Yeah,
thing and
lean
you
on
were
the
just
wall.
like shooting the breeze with a friend.
Yeah, exactly. Before we get to our interviews, let's just say Janet Jackson got the Icon Award. Rod Stewart got the Lifetime Achievement Award. Both of them headliners in Las Vegas. And JLO hosted and made a big announcement after the awards ended.
Yeah, right after the American Music Awards went off the air, boom. We were notified Jennifer Lopez is doing another residency, this time over at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace. She has shows kicking it off over New Year's Eve weekend, and then she'll be back in March of 2026. But she, like, after the show, she went out with a bunch of her friends, got on the top of a double-decker bus, like riding down the strip, playing JLo's hits. It looked like a party.
It did. Well, she's back in her single era.
She
is.
is.
She has a lot of those.
Back in the single era and the Vegas residency era.
Up and down,
Again.
and down, right? She's having fun.
But
YOLO.
her shows are good.
Listen, YOLO, she was kissing everyone in that opening
I mean,
scene.
that was a lot of
dance.
kissing.
Performance, I guess you'd call it.
In that sparkly bodysuit.
She looks great, though.
She does.
You know, she sounded good. The dancing was great. I mean, she puts on a great show. I just think no matter what, you're not going to have a bad time, and you are going to love JLo in Vegas.
Yes.
So if you want to see JLo, now's your chance. Coliseum, interesting. It'll be great to see her over there. She was at Planet Hollywood. I don't know, what was that, 8 years ago?
Several years ago
Yeah,
now.
a while now,
Yeah.
because time flies. But
that was a great show.
it was great. Yeah, a lot of people said that. I never saw it.
So high energy. When she gets out on stage to do a show, she leaves it all out there.
Yep.
And you can tell.
I have friends that went to that show and said it was great,
Yep.
just like you did. So I've seen her. I saw her at a Caesars. There was like a gala celebrating a certain number of years, and she was
right.
there. Yeah, and she did one little song, but I haven't actually seen her show in person. So listen, you can't beat JLo. She's a lot of action, and she's very, when you talk Vegas and over the top, I feel like she's part of it, right?
It's a good spot for her, for sure.
Well, we talk about icons. Peppa of Salt-N-Pepa.
Yes.
At the American Music Awards. She was looking fabulous. Also ran into Sofi Tukker, and they are a musical duo that hit the nightclubs and the pool clubs, and I went to see them at Tao Beach a couple years ago. Loved them. Their energy is great. The music they play, fantastic. And now they are over at Excess and Encore Beach Club. And both of these people well, there's 3 because Sofi, Tukker's 2 people.
'Cause they're
and
a
then Peppa.
duo.
Right. Told us they moved here. So I was like, I'm loving this, hearing this.
I know. We were like, wait a second. First of all, there are so many celebrities who live in Las Vegas that you wouldn't even know.
Right.
This is just home base. It's where they come to chill at home
Yeah.
and maybe run to the grocery store. But it's not highly publicized.
Right.
So it was fun to find that out.
It really was. So let's run those interviews. We'll start with Peppa, and then we'll go into Sofi Tukker.
Love Vegas. Everybody, I'm like a spokesperson for it. I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing. I'm in Henderson, so it's beautiful. I do whatever, everyone comes here. So they're always like, I'm in town, what's up? So I'm always got to be prepared for guests. But I love it out here, Lake Las Vegas too, everything. We just been with Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We just got inducted, so that's amazing. The girls, Cinderella's doing her thing, Salt's doing her thing. I'm still doing what I love, which is on tour still. Hits and Harmony, got special guests coming out. You'll see that soon. But yeah, I'm just excited to be here to see Janet do her thing and just all the good stuff. Vegas, I got to come through. I know.
So what do you think? Music has changed so much over the years, but I noticed like everything kind of that was from like 10, 20 years ago is coming back. And that's got to feel good for you as kind of like a pioneer of that.
I love it because I'm here to stay. They can't get away from the 90s. It's like that time, it was happy, it was fun. The music was fun, the fashion, everything about it. So I love that they always hold on to it.
Yeah.
But for artists like me, it's great.
I love it here. I bought a house here, actually. Yeah.
Welcome to the town.
I know. We just cruised over, got some coffee. Oh, let's go to the AMAs.
I love it. How about you?
I mean, it's amazing. He's been like slowly convincing me over time. Like, I get it. I completely get it now.
You want the perks? I can give you the rundown. They call me. Yeah. Okay. Tax-free state.
Yeah.
Right. Easy to get to the airport.
Yeah.
Okay. Affordable.
Yeah.
Affordable. And the airport is international, so you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Quick drive to LA.
Yeah.
Right. And it's really hot in the summer, but the rest of the year is perfect.
So nice.
There you go.
And best entertainment, best food, and her musical partner and best friend lives here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here a lot. I basically live here too now.
Yeah.
We're at the Wynn this year. Our residency is at Encore Beach Club in Excess, so you got to come.
Yep. I'll be there.
And then
I love Excess.
It's so fun. And then we're all over the place. We do a whole Europe tour in July. We just played Bottle Rock this weekend.
And Dayna, I love how you ran down the list of benefits of living in Las Vegas.
I know, right? And then they started adding to it. I was like, come on, sold. But yeah, they're great. Both interviews, so great. I loved chatting with them. And there's more where that came from. We interviewed so many people. In future episodes, we'll share more. We interviewed Nikki Glaser.
Who was fantastic.
Hilarious, right? We also talked to Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt. Love them. Funny, like they're good people, both of them. Spidey, as we used to call him from the hills.
Yes.
But they recently lost their house in the California fires, and
Right.
Heidi has music out now, and they're just trying to, get enough money to rebuild for their kids. So we'll have all that.
And also, we talked to Loud Luxury. This is a DJ duo who have been playing Las Vegas now since 2018, I believe, is when they first came to town. And that's when I interviewed them for the first time.
Right.
So we had a little bit of a reunion on the carpet, which was fun.
Yes, that was really fun. You also interviewed Kehlani.
Yeah, she has a series of shows at Live over at Fontainebleau, and she is spicy.
Oh, she is. I like her.
She brought it, and she was like, she's like, if you're coming to one of my shows, if you're a girl, wear flats because I want you dancing on the tables.
Yeah.
She was like, actually, wear heels. If you're one of the girls who can get up on a table and dance in heels, you are one of my girls.
Yeah, she was great. Really enjoyed talking to her. We saw Benson Boone there, but he was in high demand. A lot of people needed to talk to him, and he had his whole family there. Loved to see it.
Yep.
And then he did his performance. It was great. He did his flip that he's known for. He sold out his show here in Las Vegas, so we're hoping that he adds another. We've talked about that before. Who else did we see?
There was Heidi Klum.
Yep.
There was Zach Brown.
Mm-hmm.
There was...
Oh, my new bestie, Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun MGK.
So here's the funny. We know who Machine Gun Kelly is and, know enough about him. But I was like, I wonder if he's got anything new going on. And you were like, oh, let's see. Oh, look, he's got this new music video out.
Called Cliche.
And I was like, he does? And so we were watching it. I was like, I like this video. And you were saying it looks a little boy bandish, right? Some of the moves.
He does like this whole choreographed. The entire thing is Machine Gun Kelly dancing. And it's hilarious. The song, I've seen people online talking about it. And they're like, this is the song of the summer.
Yeah.
So Cliche by MGK.
So is he making fun of the boy band
I think
moves?
he's making fun of...
But he's good at it.
He's great at it.
So because you showed me that, you saved the day because he was walking by in order to exit, like to get out because he had done a bunch of interviews and people were like, hey, one more over here, this
It was
and
like
that.
time for the show to start.
Yes, time for the show to start. And actually, he ended up like leaving and getting on a plane. Something about his kid was sick, but so that people are talking about that. I don't think he actually made the show. So yeah, he's walking by. And so I shouted, I love your new video. Because I do love it. We loved it. We were like, this is a good video. And he stopped. That's how you get their attention. You just, give a little, compliment. But I really did. I said, and he was like, you do? Thank you so much. And that means so much to me. It makes me so happy. And I was like, I like your moves. And then he joked around and said it was AI, but I don't know. Maybe it is.
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No,
it's
I
him.
think that was just, that was a funny little quip on the carpet.
Yeah.
Shabuzi was also there. Becky G, SZA.
Yep.
Gosh, there were so many
Gloria
people.
Estefan.
Gloria Estefan, who hadn't performed at the American Music Awards in 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She got up, did her whole thing.
Kudos to the Easy Day Foundation who partnered to bring veteran causes to light. And it was wonderful to see all the military members there on the red carpet first before any of the celebrities walked the carpet to honor them. There's people saying, oh, Memorial Day is not about, it's about, active duty military that died. And we're like, we know that. But since it was on Memorial Day, they wanted to bring at least awareness to veteran services, our military in general. And this was a great tie-in. They did so many wonderful things, gave away an award. And because we saw Zach Brown.
Yep.
Who debuted a new relationship.
He did.
Yes, with the jewelry. Kendra Scott.
Yes, I was waiting for it to pop into my head.
I buy a lot of her stuff. She was there with him, and it was a big
it was funny
coming out party.
Our friend Robin was there to help us out at the carpet. And as soon as Zach Brown and Kendra, they walked over, they were taking a few pictures right in front of us. And she was like, who is that? I know her.
Yeah.
I know her. Who is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then after the fact, I looked up, I was like, holy cow, that was Kendra Scott. And they debuted the relationship there.
Yeah, they did. So that was fun. And then we figured that out after. And I was reading our friend Melinda Sheckel's article, and that was one of her like behind the scenes tidbits. Like,
okay.
Yeah, 7 things you didn't see at the awards or something like that. And that was one of them. And I was like, okay. So yeah, it was a great time. I feel like we could go on and on. We're going to share some more interviews coming up in the next few weeks and sprinkle them out for you.
But the big headline, Taylor Swift did not show up and did not make a big announcement.
No, which I feel like we kind of already knew, but the Swifties did not. They really thought maybe she was going to sneak something in there.
And can I just say, I am so like...
But she gets headlines even when she's not.
No, I know.
Okay, go ahead.
But these people who are trying to decode all of these, like they say there's all these Easter eggs that Taylor is dropping.
She always does.
And how is there enough time in your life to actually sit down and go through and be like, oh, this 26% merch sale on Taylor's website means that something is going to happen on the 26th.
Right.
Or whatever. I mean, there were so many little things like that. Mm-hmm. And after seeing some of the TikTok videos, I was like, man, These are dedicated fans. Dedicated to the max.
I mean, every little thing. And sometimes they're right. It's just that it all adds up to something.
Right.
So they're paying attention. Right. It's like kind of like who has time, right? But you and I, we spend our time looking up Vegas stuff and being into Vegas stuff.
And being on top of everything that happens
right.
here.
So if our thing was Taylor Swift only and that was our spare time, that's what we did.
And if we had a TikTok account that was dedicated to Taylor Swift sightings and nuggets.
I know.
Yeah,
So,
that is very true. That's a good point.
it's a thing. But she makes headlines even when she's not making headlines. But she usually just sits back. She just did that long tour. She always kind of goes away and then just pops back out with something. But this time I feel like this is a long, well-deserved break. And she could be literally recording another album as we speak.
Could be.
Because that's what she does. She writes. She could have been in between the tour writing things, happening in her life. And then now she's recording and she's going to surprise us with something next year.
So, all right. Well, but moral of that story, Taylor was not there.
I know. What time are we at in this show?
We're just over 20 minutes, 24 minutes-ish.
All right, well, let's get to this new restaurant, Nudo Italiano in Southern Highlands. The Mortons have been opening restaurants for years and years and years. They have La Cave at the Wynn.
At the Wynn, which was, it's been there since Wynn opened.
Yeah. They have one steakhouse at Virgin and so many more. They talk about this in this interview that we did with them. And, we posted some clips on social media and I realized people really love the Mortons. And we're talking about Jenna and Michael Morton. They are so well known in Las Vegas. And I thought, let's just share the whole thing. And if we talk about it, we'll give away some of the stuff they're going to talk about right now.
So take a listen to that conversation at the opening of Nudo Italiano, the Morton's very first neighborhood restaurant.
Welcome to Nudo. We wanted to do our first neighborhood project because we've done everything in the resort corridor for 30 years. And we were actually looking at a different neighborhood up in Summerlin. When we first came across this, I said, no, we're not really interested in Southern Highlands. He said, come and see this. It's a great building. And we looked at it. We started looking around Southern Highlands and said, wow, this is a great part of town. There's very few dining options. And here we are.
We don't have an Italian restaurant right now, and we love Italian, so that's why we did Italian. And our Chef William DeMarco, also is Italian.
The first thing we did here was a big nightclub in 1995. And it was the first big nightclub in town, and all the hotels supported us, which didn't last long, because little did I know, if we had something that worked, they all were going to have that in their own hotels. So that's what it started with. There was a restaurant in there, too. It was called Drink, and that opened in May of 95. And then we just kind of went on to do different projects. We had several places in the Palms and really in its heyday with the Maloofs, which was an incredible honor and experience. And I say this humbly, Steve Wynn let us be our first tenant, food and beverage tenant in the Wynn, 15 years ago, and we're still there. And we've had, we've got a great steakhouse at Virgin, we've got a restaurant at the MGM Grand. But we're so excited to be, in the neighborhood.
Well, what do you think has made you guys so successful? What do you think the recipe is? I mean, because, a lot of people go into the restaurant business and it doesn't go well.
No, it doesn't end well for most people, unfortunately. A lot of them, had done other things for their whole lives, and then they compete against people like us, and that's all we do, and we're, that are professionals in it. I don't know. I think we've had a good knack of being really good consumers and trying to understand what people like. And then the physical plant is so important. We've always probably overspent on every project we've done because you get one chance to build it right for the life of it, and we maintain it well. The minute a property starts to look a little tired to me is usually the beginning of the a downward trend. So I think our restaurants and venues look better years later because we've learned to improve them better, and we just don't stop working hard. We've got great people and great food, and I think we just inherently care about people and treat people. I'm from Chicago. I always say it's a big city, but it's still the Midwest. Yeah. And we're Midwestern people, I think, at our roots. And we we treat people well, and as they should be treated well.
And I think the other answer to that, though, is really what Michael said, is our people. Because we it's our team members that make the experience good for the guests, right? They're the front line with the guests, and so it's not just about it's about the guests and it's about the food, but it's equally as much a part about our team and how we treat them and how they feel when they come to work.
Our pizzas are amazing. It's wood burning. We use the UNESCO World Heritage Standard for Neapolitan pizzas. All the breads are made in-house. All the pastas are made in-house. And I know this is kind of like what everybody says, but the menu I think is really solid. But the pizzas and pastas are what speak to me for a great Italian experience.
So again, Nudo Italiano, the new restaurant in Southern Highlands that's in the southwest part of the Las Vegas Valley, now open, now serving, the first neighborhood restaurant from Jenna and Michael Morton. And it was great talking with them. I feel like we could sit down and do an entire huge conversation with them about all facets of their experience in nightlife, hospitality, dining. They've had their hands in so much.
And listen, the Palms was one of the hottest properties going.
Yes.
When they had
the
nightclubs and restaurants in there. So, yeah, they certainly know what they are doing. Nudo is on the corner of Cactus and Arville in Southern Highlands. It's the northern part of Southern Highlands, wouldn't you say? Kind of before you start to get into the deep.
Yes.
Yeah, like neighborhoods and stuff. So go check them out.
If your insured Texas home was damaged by hail or hurricane in the past 2 years, listen closely. You could still be owed more compensation for home repairs, even if you have received an insurance check. Galindo Law is here to help you with a free claim review. Let us review your case and help you get the financial compensation you may deserve. Call 1-800-251-1533 or visit galindolaw.com.
All right, let's get to our tips. Okay, earlier in this episode, we were talking about parking in downtown Las Vegas, and we mentioned there is a tip coming up about parking at the Las Vegas airport. Well, here it is. You can now reserve parking online so that you don't have to show up at the airport before your flight, wonder if the garage is full, if you're going to have to go to the satellite lot and take a shuttle over.
That's stressful. I can't.
I know.
Who's got time for that? Nobody.
Right. Nobody does. So now you can go to parking.harryreidairport.com, and it takes you through all the steps you need, 4 easy steps, by the way, to reserve a parking spot. And then if you go to the airport's Instagram, they have a video that walks you through exactly how to find your reserved spot as well. But we wanted to let you know this because this could be a huge time saver and a huge headache avoider.
Yes. If you are one that likes to park at the airport. Some people love to park at the airport. Some people don't. It's Uber
always do.
and taxi no matter what. So I don't like to park at the airport because of that reason, though.
Well, and it's happened to me. I've driven up, gone up to the parking garage only to see one of the signs there that says garage full. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I didn't plan enough time for this.
Because you know me, I like to go 45 minutes before the flight takes off.
I know.
So I don't got time to worry about if there's so this is great. So like Sean mentioned, the social media is at LAS Airport, just so you know, and they have a step-by-step reel on there to show you how to do it. But just go to the website. It breaks it all down. You can pick your spot. Nobody has time to stress about that. By the way, Sean, when I was Ubering to the airport last month, I noticed a family walking to the airport, like you said. And I remember I said I've never seen that happen.
Yes.
This was a family with 2 kids. They had big backpack luggage on. And even the Uber driver was like, oh, look at that. I mean, my heart, I think like if I wasn't in an Uber and I was driving, I might pick up at least the kids.
Let the parents keep going.
And hey, I'm going to bring your kid. They probably wouldn't let that happen. Or go like, because I wouldn't have enough room for all their stuff. So I'd maybe make 2 trips. But anyway, I felt for them because they must not have realized how far the airport is from the Strip. to walk.
Maybe this needs to be a quick tip that we add every single episode. Don't walk to the airport.
Do not walk to the airport.
It's not safe. It's
looks
not close.
It's not close. That from Tropicana all the way down to passenger.
It's a long way.
It's a long way. I was like, oh, their backs, their poor little backs. It was just awful. I felt my heart. I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
Oh, and if you have a kid who's like, oh, I don't want to walk anymore. My feet hurt.
But the kids were actually away in front of the parents.
Oh, okay. So
The
they wanted to
parents
get
were
there.
slow, yeah.
They were like, enough of this baloney. Let's just get there.
Exactly. All right. Well, some good tips. Listen, got one more for you. Carol Montgomery wrote me a little note, and Carol has actually been doing comedy for a really long time in a lot of places, but she also was the house comic at Crazy Girls at the Riv in the 90s.
Ooh.
Then went over to do Midnight Fantasy at the Luxor before she went back to New York City. And she is coming back. She's kind of doing it's a big homecoming for her, I should say. She's doing 2 shows in June, and I wanted to share. It's part of the Fallout Fringe Festival, and you can get on the website at falloutfringe.org. But they have a lot of different entertainment that they're doing, and Carol is doing 2 nights. She's very funny. I watched her in an interview that she had sent over of her doing an interview spot in New York City. But she was hilarious, and, you know, she was able to, she has stories too, like to raise her son and not be on the road while performing in burlesque shows and all sorts of stuff. So she has a very interesting performing in Vegas history. She is doing Fallout Fringe Festival June 11th and the 12th. If you would like to go see Carol and support her. She's a creator of a hit Showtime comedy series called Funny Women of a Certain Age. So love to see that. So Carol, we wanted to make sure that we got that out there for you and let people know. Again, if you want to find out more, you can go to falloutfringe.org.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Vegas Revealed. As always, thank you to our title sponsor, Galindo Law. If you have an insurance claim that you feel like maybe you were owed more money, Galindo Law will do a free claim review to see if you are owed more money, but you got to give them a call first. 800-251-1533. Again, specifically if you live in Texas, maybe you had a hurricane or hail damage, even up to 2 years ago, or if you're in Southern California and you were impacted by those wildfires, Galindo Law might be able to help, but you got to give them a call, 800-251-1533, or visit them online, galindolaw.com.
Perfect. And also a quick mention about Vegas Near Me, just a constant reminder, download the app if you want to know hours, show times, book a hotel, book an Uber, a map of a casino, where the restroom is. Vegas Near Me is the spot. They also have lots of deals and specials. It's totally worth it. Download it now. As I said earlier in the broadcast, no username, no email, just go in and surf around. It's just free to anyone. So please download it. There's a link always in our bio of our social media and also a link in our show notes. So you'll be able to find it there. Hey, by the way, what are we going to? Oh my gosh, why am I blanking? Oh, we're going to the Wynn, the new restaurant, Pisces. I'm excited to see it. We're going to the opening party, and so we'll talk about that next week.
Absolutely. Talk to you then.
My name is George Meyer, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of a new app called VegasNearMe. I started this project because I was frustrated after missing a Journey concert. Over 1,000 shows and events are in the app. In fact, the app now offers the best prices on shows and events in the city. The app now also includes amazing coupons and deals, including $99 bottle service. Download the free VegasNearMe app today.